So it's always good to get in a good workout. Boxing is really good for you. It'll get you there, man. You see I'm all sweaty and stuff. But the inspiration of that, to me, coming out here in the garage and hitting this bag today, was what I saw last night, man. If you had Errol Spence Jr., I feel bad for you. I had Bud Crawford because I've seen Bud Crawford in more fights. I've seen him fight more than I saw Errol. Errol Spence Jr. is a good fighter too, but I've seen Bud fight like at least 8 of his fights, and the dude is no joke, man. He's a tactician. I mean, if you see what I saw last night, man, I mean, he beat Errol Spence Jr. with the jab, man. He punished him. And he used the jab. I've never seen a fight where a boxer exclusively used the jab to beat down the dude for the full fight. I mean, it was stiff jab, stiff. I mean, Errol couldn't get in there, man. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't generate any power for any power shots. I mean, he was getting some licks in, but it wasn't phasing Bud because he couldn't generate the amount of power. And then him constantly running into those stiff, hard jabs was just zapping the energy out of him. You could see it. You could just see it throughout the fight. Errol Spence Jr. won the first round, in my opinion. I mean, he came out aggressive. He really didn't land. He may have landed like maybe a couple power shots in that first round, but it didn't affect Bud. He won the first round and literally lost the other 8. Round 2, I mean, that was the first knockdown. He hit him with a jab, a left jab, stunned him, then came back with a right cross, and Errol hit the ground. And that was the first knockdown. And it's like after that, you could see it on Errol Spence's face. I mean, you could see the punishment. It's crazy because Errol Spence, a black dude, his face was literally red, man. That's how much of a punishment and a beating that Bud Crawford gave to him. In my opinion, Bud Crawford's the best pound-for-pound fighter right now in the game. And I know these cats don't get a rematch, but truthfully, I don't want to see a rematch. Do you guys want to see a rematch? I mean, I don't. Even if they fight at 154, like Spence wants them to for the next fight, I don't think that's going to diminish Terrence Crawford's speed. I don't think it's going to, diminish any of that. I think he's going to still have the speed and quickness and just the know-it-all to be able to get his shots off on Errol. I mean, Errol Spence got to go back to the lab big time if he plans on beating Bud Crawford that second fight. I just don't see it happening. I mean, Bud's just too talented, man. He's more of a talented fighter all around than Errol Spence Jr. And like I said, don't get me wrong, Errol Spence Jr. is a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He was undefeated coming into this fight too. 28-0 versus 39-0. But there's a reason why Bud Crawford won his last 10 fights by 10 knockouts. I mean, the dude's a monster, man. I've seen the dude finish guys, multiple guys, with body shots. Shots to liver. I mean, once you get hit there, man, it's nothing you could do. It's like you lose all bodily function. You drop to a knee and you can't get up. And Bud Crawford, he's had a couple of knockouts like that. And, I was saying last night, he didn't even get to work on Spence's body. Everything was jab. That strong, stiff jab just led it up to everything for Bud, man. I mean, Spence couldn't get in there. He couldn't get in there. He couldn't generate no power. He couldn't get no good shots. It just didn't even matter. I mean, Bud basically went to work on it. And like I said, he dominated the fight. So if you was in Spence Jr.'s camp, man, I'm sorry, man. But your guy took a beating. And I don't know how you're going to recover. I mean, he's saying in his post interviews and all that, the best man won and all that. But you can see it in his face, man. It's almost like Bud kind of took his soul. I mean, you can see it. I mean, shit. Since when have you seen Errol Spence back up in a fight? When dude fighting, man, he's the pursuer. He's the attacker. You know what I'm saying? He's not backing up, man. He's coming in there for you. You know what I mean? Spence is coming. But man, Bud had him so shook with them damn power jabs. Even he was backing up. It got to a point where it looked like Spence was running a little bit. because he couldn't handle it, man. And Bud just stayed on him. Stayed on him the whole fight, man. Honestly, I thought that he was going to just beat him, you know, like punish him for the whole 12 rounds. Because I'm like, man, he could finish this fight if he wants to. And it seemed like he could have finished it, you know, earlier than when it happened. But I don't know. I think he's trying to prove a point, man. You know, saying he's the best, which he is, man. And I really don't see anybody out there challenging him. I mean, like I said, truthfully, I don't know if I want to see Spence with this rematch with Crawford again. I'm definitely not going to buy it again because, you know, I paid my money, man. Me and the family, we watched it last night. I don't know if I want to pay money for that again because that was an ass whooping. And from that type of ass whooping to lose, you win round 1 and then lose 8 straight rounds after that, that's saying you're no competition for that fighter, man. So why would the public want to pay their hard-earned money to see that again? So I think I'll catch the replay for the next one. I'm not gonna pay for that one unless me and the wife go somewhere to a bar or something and watch it. Or if I know somebody that's buying it and they invite me over to their house to watch it, I'll do it then. But as far as me dropping another $84 to go see that, you know, to see that fight on TV at home, I don't think I'm doing that again, man, because I don't think Spence has anything for Bud. I think Bud took his soul. You could see it in his face, man. Errol Spence looked so defeated after that second round, after that first knockdown. When he caught him with that stiff jab, and then with that overhand right, as he was going down, it's like that just zapped all the energy and all the life out of Errol Spence Jr. He was gone after that mentally. Bud had him. And it seemed like whenever Errol Spence would get some kind of good shot, I mean, Bud just, you know, that Mayweather defense, Bud just knock it away. You know what I mean? It really don't touch him up real good where it's affecting him. And Spence needed that bad. He needed to be able to generate some kind of power shot on Bud. That way he could have a little confidence and be like, well, damn, okay, this dude is human. I can do this. But shit, Bud didn't allow him to get that, man. Bud stayed on him. Like I said, I've never seen a fight where a fighter literally won the whole fight based on just the jab. I mean, he jabbed the shit out of him. Nose busted, face all messed up, eye all messed up. I mean, if you saw him post-fight, he looked like a beaten man, dude. Bud, not touched. The last 10 fights I've seen with Bud, faces the way it was. He wasn't touched, he wasn't beat, he wasn't swollen, nothing. It's like these guys can't touch him, man. And I don't think it's no kind of competition out there for him. So rather than seeing him fight Spence again, I'd like to see him fight the winner of Canelo Alvarez and Jamel Charlo. That's coming in September, that fight. I'd like to see him get one of those guys. I'd like to see, well, Charlo's good, but I like Canelo. So I would like to see Bud and Canelo go at it. I think that'd be a good fight. And of course, I'm going with Bud. I mean, anybody who has the name Terrence like me, I gotta go with, man. So I gotta go with my boy Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? No matter who he fights. But it's in the contract that him and Spence, you know, got a rematch clause that they could fight again. And Spence already saying, you know, he's gonna take it. So we're gonna, you know, get that fight again. Hopefully Spence hit the lab real tough and try to figure out a way, man, to, you know, get around Bud, man. Figure out a way to be able to not let him dominate with that jab, not let that jab hold back what he want to do. Because I mean, those counter punches, it didn't make no sense, man. Every time Spence would land, Bud just come right back. I mean, just right back, man. Quick counter. And that's one of the, you know, strengths of Bud, man. He's an excellent counter puncher. You hit him, he's gonna hit you, no matter what. He's gonna get a shot back. And that's how it was with Spence. Spence would get a shot and then Bud would just catch him. Like, it's like those jabs just had his head snapping back all night. All night. And I ain't even gotten to the 7th round, man. Oh my God, post Spence, dude, he put it on the dog. He knocked him down twice in that round. But that third knockdown, god damn, I mean, dude, he it's like he caught him with a right hook. And man, Spence went flying, man. He literally flew off his feet. And we talking about a champion, 28-0, who's never been knocked down until last night. And Bud Crawford put him on his ass 3 times. And that last one, the man literally flew off his feet into the ropes. Off of a right hook. Flew to the ropes. So, you know, shout out to my man Terrence Bud Crawford. Beautiful name. You know what I mean? Looking forward to seeing him fight again. Not particularly, I mean, I don't want to see him fight Spence Jr. again because I just don't know. I don't know. I definitely don't think he would beat Bud. Even if Bud goes up to 154 out of his comfort range. You know what I mean? He's a 145 to 147 type fighter. And Errol Spence is like, you know, a heavier fighter. So 154, that's his comfort zone. That's why he keeps saying now in these post-fight interviews, you know, I didn't feel right, and, you know, no excuses, but I didn't feel right. 154 is more where I need to be, and I feel comfortable at 154 that, you know, I'll basically beat him at 154. That's what he's been saying. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think Bud could go up 7 pounds and still be able to generate the speed and power that he, you know, exhibited last night. He's still gonna have that stiff jab. And like I said, he didn't even go to work on Spence's body. He didn't get the chance to get the body work in. This dude is a devastating body puncher too. Like I said, I've seen him knock out a few people with body shots to the liver. So he didn't even get a chance to showcase that against Spence. So you don't think that he'll be able to, you know, he go up weight to fight Spence the second time around, he probably gonna put in more body work the next time around. And if Spence ain't got no defense for that, he's gonna go down again. So, excellent fight last night. The undercard was decent too. The first fight, that was pretty good. And the young guy, I can't remember their names, but the one young guy, he hit the one guy so bad, man. He like clutched down to his knees like that, and then tried to stand back up, and then he just caught him with a right to the face, knocked him down, and he ended up winning that fight. Then you had the fight before the main event. You had that little guy. I think he's one of Pacquiao guys, Cruz or something. The guy he was fighting, man, had a hell of a chin because, I mean, and the Cruz guy's a tiny guy. He had to be about 5'3". He just, you know, coming up on him and swinging overhands and just hitting him. I mean, hitting him some nice shots, and the other guy just wouldn't go down. And that ended up going to decision, and they gave it to the Cruz guy. I'm gonna be honest with you, that middle fight, I fell asleep. So I don't even know much at all about that fight. The middle one, the second one, I fell asleep because shit. It's fight night, I'm at the crib, we drinking. I fell asleep on that one, so I don't remember anything. But overall, it was a good card. Too bad the main event wasn't as good as we thought it was gonna be, you know what I mean? You had one man say that it was gonna be fireworks, then you had the other man say it's gonna be fireworks. It came true for one man, it didn't come so true for the other man. Spence said it's gonna be fireworks, you know, saying this is gonna be the Hagler Hearns and the Sugar Ray Leonard Hearns, which was some of the greatest fights we had when I was a kid in the 80s. Especially Hearns Hagler. Oh my God. If you guys don't know about Hearns Hagler, go look at their fight. I want to say it was like 83, 84. It was like the best 3 rounds ever. They came out from the jump, going at it, back and forth. Big shots. I mean, that was one of the best fights ever. Look it up if you don't believe me. Go on YouTube, look up Hagler Hearns. I want to say it was like 84, 85. I know I was a kid. I remember watching it back when boxing used to be free on TV, on ABC. I remember those days. Too bad it ain't free no more. Nothing's free no more, not in this time and age. But yeah, So good fight, good undercard, good fight for Bud, not so great for Errol. So it wasn't really everything we expected, but for us Bud Crawford fans, it was what we expected. I mean, I didn't expect him to dominate him like that, though. I expected Errol to at least get a couple rounds, you know what I mean? Get a couple power shots in, but it didn't happen. So, as usual, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content, or I'm going to have to come for you.